Marquita Hudgens. I'm back again. For those of you who are back again, welcome. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. Go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, share this video. I promise that it'll be valuable. I have no notes for this episode, but I know what I'm going to say, okay? So I promise you that it's going to be valuable. But first, let me just let you know that this YouTube video actually premieres on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11:30 Central Standard Time, and it airs on different podcast outlets, including Anchor, including my website, um, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and that's at 11 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Central Standard Time. Um, Also, I have the Dynamic Com for Kids. You can follow me on all platforms, Dynamic Com for Kids. The podcast is called the Prayerful Dynamic Podcast, and it's Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the podcast outlets. What is going on? I think I need to eat. The podcast and on YouTube at 7 p.m. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday Central Standard Time. Also, right now, VBS is happening, virtual Bible study. Go ahead and click the link to my website to register. This is day 3, and we're moving forward. So, episode 48. This episode is entitled Let Go. So today, we had a Frozen marathon. I came up with the idea for this episode like a week or two, maybe something like 5 days ago. I said a week or two, something like 5 days ago. Within the last week, I put this together, and today, or yesterday, because it's very early in the morning right now. Yesterday, it's not very early. It's just morning. It just feels like it's really early because my kids are still asleep. So, yesterday we did the Frozen thing, and when you hear "Let It Go," you think "Let it go, let it go." But really, when you think about it, like the words in that song, like when she says, "I don't care what they're going to say," like that's the kind of stuff that we're letting go. Okay, the past is in the past. We are letting go of the past. We're letting go of what they might say. We're letting go of those things because it's impossible to move on and to realize your potential. You want to hear the recap of of the Voice Behind the Voice podcast? Go back to episode 47. Check it out. Okay, you want to do episode 47 before you get to 48 anyway. So, because it's a series, but I broke down, how the podcast came to be, um, and we talked about how clarity is power, and making a decision, and believing your imagination, believing in your ability to create, and believing that being yourself is the ultimate form of inspiration. And I also want you to believe that the past really is in the past. You've disappointed people. We all have. We've all been a disappointment to someone. And we've all been disappointed by someone. It's the way the world works. The world will not spin, Earth will not spin around the sun if we are not disappointing each other. Okay? If we are not setting up these unrealistic expectations for each other, and not even communicating those expectations, and then expecting people to follow through with these unreal, dumb, I almost said a very offensive word, I'm sorry, dumb expectations, that they don't even know about. We're just holding them to these expectations. Like, I'm expecting you to, um, to go out and rewrite the Constitution, and it's like I don't even know the first part, like, um, and you know that. So we gotta stop spending so much of our time and energy. Remember that sustainable energy. We're creating sustainable energy as fruitful trees, healthy trees. We're sustaining the world with our positive energy of us just being ourself, right? And following our desires. So with that energy, um, you don't want to waste that energy on creating these unrealistic expectations for the people around you. What you want to do is create realistic expectations for yourself. Period. Create these realistic expectations for yourself and um, follow through. Forgetting about, you have to let go of the disappointments and let go of your fear. That's another big thing. Fear is a huge deal because although it is, people say that it is false evidence appearing real, just like the false expectations that we put on other people. What a waste of time. Fear is a waste of time because what's happening is you've gotten this idea of all the bad things that can happen. And that is a waste because you could be using your imagination to create good things, to create good opportunities for yourself. And you don't want to waste that time on fear and disappointment and all that stuff. You want to just go forward, move forward in a direction of prosperity, in a direction of peace. I heard somebody say that when you're educated, um, you have the evidence. The evidence of education is poise, power, peace, and freedom. And I just want to, you know, put that on you today because um, education means a lot. Education, you could be studying the Bible, you can be watching YouTube, learning things on YouTube, you can be doing research for something. But if you educate yourself for an hour a day, every day, you will change. And you can do 30 minutes here in the morning, 30 minutes at night. You can do 20 minutes after breakfast, 20 minutes after lunch, 20 minutes after dinner. And just educating yourself in the direction that you want to go. So, I mean, you shouldn't be studying face paint. You know what I mean? You're not going to be a clown or a mime dancer. Like, you're not studying like face paint. Like, you're studying for your career, for your dreams. That those things that you imagine, add education to those things, and you will begin to develop a power to create, and you will develop a freedom, and it's going to be easy for you to let go of the disappointments and the things that didn't work out, because now you have this freedom and this power, and there's a peace about yourself, and there's a poise where you're moving forward. And it's just like in the movie Frozen, when she finally realized that love is how she's going to control her ice powers. She gets a poise about herself that we start to see in the Frozen 2. We see that poise because she starts to live her purpose, and she starts to hear her calling, and she realizes her power, and there's a peace that even no matter how annoying her sister is, bruh, there's a peace, and then there's a freedom for her to do things where she even has to use her power on her sister to get her out, get the hell out of her face. But that movie is like so real for this episode 48. I don't know how, but it just so happened to happen. I didn't know when I wrote this. I didn't know that I was gonna be When I came up with the idea for episode 48, I didn't know that we were going to be watching this and then I was going to be recording. I really was not in the mood to record until I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and I looked at my recording deadline and I was like, oh, I should be recording right now. Yeah, because this is my life right now is about change. My life right now is about doing things differently because I want to see a different um, result. I want to see different results, so I have to do things differently. So now when I write down something and it says, be done with all videos for July 8 to 18 by June 30th, I need to get off my behind and I need to go forward and move forward and do it and reach that deadline because one thing that I have not done is taking myself seriously and I need to take myself seriously. So that's just an example for me to you of letting go of those things like just let go of it. I don't even know if there's a word for it. Like when you start to do things differently, like you leave that old person behind, leave that old stuff that does not serve you, leave it behind. Those old attitudes and mindsets, leave them behind. Let it go, let it go, leave it in the past, um, and don't go back to it. You want to develop this attitude of growth, constantly examining your life to see what you can change and how you can become better, because it's really about working on yourself. And that's the thing that I've learned about millionaires. They work on themselves. You can work on your career and work on your job and work on your hair and your makeup and your nails, and you can work, there's a million things that you can work on, but if you don't work on yourself, and that's why we're here with the self protocol, if you don't work on yourself, it's going to be very hard to reach your potential. You want to do things differently, and you want to create and mold yourself into the person that you aspire to be. I saw something on Instagram just a little while ago. There was a girl saying that she got rid of that whole, because we all, especially us black women, we believe in this list, the man of our dreams. We have to make this list and only associate with men who have the attributes and qualities that are on this list. But what she said was, she said, I want to inspire everyone, and this is how this works. I see her video and it touches me and I share it with you, right? And then it touches you and you share it with somebody else. And that's why it's good to just get your face out there and get your voice out there, because you never know. You might say something that touches someone over here and then they repeat it and it touches somebody over there and they repeat it and it touches somebody over there, and you have saved a life. And you had no idea you're going to save that life. And maybe it happens 10 years from now that they finally hear that message that they needed. Maybe they're not ready right now, but by the time your message gets to their ears, they're ready for it. And that's what I believe when it comes to social media. But anyways, so she was like, yeah, I got rid of that list and I made a list. Get this. She said, I made a list of the woman that I want to be. And then I started attracting men who who or I started meeting men who were attracted, you know what I mean? Like she attracted men who were attracted to the type of woman that she was becoming. I hope that really gets you. Like, I want to attract money that is attracted to the woman I'm becoming. I don't want today's money. I want tomorrow's money. I want it now. I want to be I want to be a bold, flashing light that says this is her, this is me. And And I can't do that unless I start doing things differently and start becoming that person that I want me to be. And those opportunities, and see, look, let me get back into episode 47 real quick. I use my imagination to create this person that I want to be. And I make a decision that I want to be her. And I start to create myself, right? I'm being myself. There's no fakeness in it, because everyone deserves to grow, and everyone deserves to grow into that person that they want to be. So a lot of people will say that you're fake, and when you're speaking positive affirmations, that you're lying, and when you're setting goals for yourself, that you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't listen to that. Let that go. Okay, let that go. Become the person you want to be. All the while you're being yourself, and you're being clear. But that person that you desire to be that person. Make a decision to be that person. You have to let go of everything that is hindering you from being that person. So do things differently. Okay? And I also wanted to say, um, doing things differently, you make that decision, you be clear on who you want to be, you be that person, and um, all the while you have this attitude of gratitude for who that person is. Like, I'm not her. Like, the woman that I want to be, I'm not her yet, but I have her attitude. The attitude is not hard. The attitude part is the easiest part. I already have the attitude of who I want to be. I'm already gonna be her. I already know. I can already feel it. I'm living it, and I'm seeing it. And you have to see it before you can see it. That's why your imagination is such a powerful tool, because when you can see it and you can see it clearly, and that's why it's good to write down, because sometimes you might miss something. So write these things down. Speak them. Like I said, God created the world with his voice. So speak it. Create that person that you want to be. Create that potential. Okay? And let go of everything that is stopping you, whether it's mental, physical, whether it's a person or a circumstance or some type of situation. You always find yourself in this situation. Stop finding yourself in that situation. Okay? Be who you need to be. But first, it starts with the attitude. So you have to let go of the doubt, the worry, the stress, the fear, the disappointments, the expectations that other people put on you. Create your own expectations. Check it out, okay? Create your own expectations. All right? Follow through with it. But just make sure that you let go of anything that is stopping you from realizing your full potential and going out and get it. Go out and get it. All right? This is episode 48. I'm Marquita Hudgens. Like, subscribe, share. I can't wait. Episode 49. I got lots to say. So, thank you for supporting. If you are if you're listening to this, I thank you. And I'm yet praying for you. Go check out Prayerful Dynamic, the Prayerful Dynamic podcast, because I'm praying for y'all. Go to check out the rest of this podcast, The Voice Behind the Voice. Like I said, subscribe, share this video. Somebody in your life needs this video. All right? I'll check you guys later. Thank you so much.